So with that being said, I just wanted to present you with this book as a journal to whenever you have those visions, make sure you write them down. Because a lot of times when we have those visions, we try to go back to them and we forget them. You have to capture those moments as they come because they may not come again. So when the time comes when you get that vision, make sure you write it down. Because somebody needs that vision that's inside of you to help them get the courage to be able to have the vision for the next person. It's a domino effect. That's all that it is. But once again, we want to thank you for coming out and sharing your story. And look up those resources. These resources is available to each and every one of us. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, she's not doing no interviews right now. So right now, we want to bring up from the Baylor Foundation, Miss Toy Baylor.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Um, First, I want to give praise to Jesus Christ and thank God. We have a beautiful day, and it's great to see all these beautiful people out here. I am the executive director of Baylor Youth Foundation. Baylor Youth Foundation is a sports organization. Formal, but it's also education, mentoring, and character building. With our organization, we have been in existence for over 30 years. I'm originally from Gary, Indiana as well, so I started my program and moved my program throughout the Midwest in Indiana, Illinois, St. Louis, Wisconsin. We kind of focus on at-risk children. Through our program, we have placed over 5,000 kids in college today. Currently, we have kids, well, actually, our 2020 group, I was actually able to place 22 kids in college this year. And when I say college, they are on full athletic and academic scholarships, and they are at your major universities. I have two of my kids out here today. They can come up here with me. Majay, I placed her at Langston University last year, and today she went to Garden City in Kansas. And we'll be placing her hopefully because her mom wants her to be in Atlanta. We're trying to get her into Clark instead of her. Look, she trusts the process. I want to send her to Texas, so I don't only I place them in major universities. I have kids that are in Arizona, Michigan State, Texas A&M, just to name a few, and I have them also at HBCUs. I have probably placed over 1,500 kids in HBCUs, and I believe in the HBCU program, and I support them. I support them with our kids, and we just been doing it for a long time. I came out so people can know about our organization. We are out of Indiana, but I service Illinois and Chicago area. I actually host NCAA and AAU basketball tournaments where I bring in millions of dollars to Chicago. And when I was listening to the doctor speak about monies that are due to us in this COVID-19, because my business was drastically affected by COVID-19, because we bring in over close to 200,000 people in the summer in this area, and I had to cancel a lot of our events. And that program supports our kids to make sure that they're going to school. We also, with our junior college kids, we help them in the transition of going to a four-year school. And after they graduate, we don't stop there. We make sure that our kids get a job. And honestly, when you are a athlete and you're coming from a reputable college, that's their job to do that. But I just don't depend on them. I make sure I go the extra effort and make sure it's a cycle that's been broken, because most of the kids that I deal with are first-time college goers, and that's basically it. I'm gonna also too. I brought a friend that I wanted to introduce. Kyle, come up. He actually is out of Chicago, and he has a mentoring program, a training program, and we already know. And I don't know about me. about you all, but as a student, I hated math, and I did everything to avoid math. This guy is the math whiz, so I must yield some of my time and let him actually speak to it.
Thank you, Joy. Good afternoon. My name is Kyle Mason. I'm starting a company, Tighten Up Scouting and Marketing. So our scout, my company is threefold. We work with athletes in all sports, where we do character development, we brand them, we do tutoring, and we also do skill development. So I myself am from the south side of Chicago. I graduated from Florida A&M University with a degree in electrical engineering. And I currently teach third grade at Langston Hughes on 104th and Wentworth on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
I've coached at Marshall High School, I've coached at Brooks High School, I've coached at AAU program. I worked with Dorothy Gator, one of the top female basketball coaches in the state. And she just instills in us that we have to help our community, we have to help our children. We have to do the most that we can for them. So everything that was done for me to get me from 95th to Michigan, right across the street from Harlem, down to FAMU, I'm standing in front of you all today as the CEO of my company with 2 master's degrees and the proud father of my 3 children. My goal is to help and guide any youth in any direction that they need to go in. So we do life skills, we do tutoring, we want to partner with people who do job training programs to teach them the skills to make them a resource. So my overall goal and what Tighten Up means to me is to help make you become the best version of yourself. To make sure that you're given all the tools that you need in order to be successful, no matter what's going on. And I'm a living example. I'm from the south side of Chicago, going through racism from the day I was born, being protected from it and still having to live through it. And choosing the HBCU because of the racism that I dealt with attending Lincoln Park High School in the IB program on the north side. So I encourage and I work with all of the youth from Roseland to Austin to the north side, downtown. Thank you all for your time, and I'll give you all my information.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? Sometimes, when you do things, you don't understand why you do them and why you have to do it. But you know what? We always come prepared. So we want to make sure that you keep that vision going. Make sure you write it down. And then for this young black man to come out here and speak on what you're doing, that's huge. Keep them positive vibes going because we need that support. We need that backbone. So thank you all for coming out again. Ms. Toy Baylor, please. I miss him. Hey. Can I have you go right between her right there? Right, in between peace. There we go. All right, now I want to introduce myself. No, but really, I want to thank you all. Because the reason why we came with the Unity Peace Movement, because we wanted to reflect on everything that's going on in this world. Right now, the only thing that I see to me that really got a lot of us pissed off is because George Floyd. Did y'all see what that video was? Did y'all see it? But this has been going on for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. When are we going to say is enough is enough? Just because we saw it on video doesn't make it more powerful because we didn't see it. We should have the same type of energy when we seen it when we don't see it. If you look around at each and every one of us, we have our mask on. But you know what? We've been had our mask on because we've been silent way too long. We got to take those masks off and speak. Because when we see one person down, that's an injustice to all. Look at the signs that we hold. We don't just want to hold them. We have to go out there and speak this thing. We have to march. We have to protest. But we shouldn't have to do that. I saw that video and it hurt me because I was at work and I had Javon. He came to me. He was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna do no marches. I ain't doing nothing." And I thought about it because we are activists, but we get so caught up in our day-to-day, but we forget to march on the other person's behalf because you know how it go. Them today, us tomorrow. So I said, you know what? I got to get back to my grassroots because that's why I got involved in the first place. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to put a letter out. I'm not going to post on Facebook. I'm going to show you how I feel about it. So that's why I put this movement together. I put it together because this is something I have never done before. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. That's what it is, getting out of your comfort zone. Just because you don't get all the accolades and you don't get the people that stand up with you with the big names and all that, that doesn't stop you from having a voice. You still can't take my voice away from me. You had that young man that was underneath next to that tire with that white cop knee on his neck. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy to me. That is crazy. But then at the same token, a lot of us, when we get back to our jobs, we're the same ones who got our knee on our co-worker's neck. It's no different. It's no different. But we talk about we need change when it comes to the police department, but we need change within our communities. It starts with us. Change starts with us. That's where it starts. It starts out with those babies over there. That's where it starts from. We say that, hey, you know what? It's racism. We call it politics. We call it division. You know what it is? It's greed. It's power. It's control. That's what it is. That's what they want. Anytime somebody make you feel less than what you are, it's power. They want power over you. And when you get silent and you keep those masks over your mouths, that's what they love because they have ownership of you. That's all that it is. And we can't allow that to happen any longer. Enough is enough. How many times does your boss have to keep passing you up on a job promotion because I'm black and a woman? How many more times when it comes to being black people, it's a mistaken identity? How many more times do that husband keeps to keep beating on his wife? How many more times? How many more times do we have to tell our kids to come in early because we're afraid they're going to get raped or if they're going to get robbed? How many more times? How many more times do we have to get followed in the store to make sure we purchasing the item we're trying to get? How many more times? How many more times does a parent have to bury their child? How many more times? How many more times? How many more times?
Bluetooth pairing.